and welcome to Round Robin. I'm Robin McCormick from the city of Hampton, and today we are going to meet a young man who has started his own foundation and will soon be bringing books to Hampton. My guest is Kyle DeGood. Welcome, Kyle.
Thank you, Robin, so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
I am astounded by what you do and by the young age at which you started. Tell us how the DeGood Foundation started and a little bit about what you do.
Oh my goodness. Well, first, thank you for the comments. The kind words. I appreciate that. It's one of those things we've been around for a good minute, but it feels like it's been in the blink of an eye at the same time. I actually created the foundation out of a dorm room at CNU. I was originally born here, grew up in Newport News, loved the area, but I come from a military family, so we moved everywhere. So I also grew up in Hawaii for a good while.
Mm-hmm.
And CNU,
that's not a bad place to grow up.
No, definitely not. Things are a little expensive, and you kind of miss your family back home. Mm-hmm. And it's a little expensive to get home. But all in all, it was a great experience. And there we actually got to meet a lot of great people, do a lot of great things. But moving back here to attend CNU, which has always been one of my big dreams growing up, little things, in the dorm room was where I actually decided to start the DeGood Foundation, an early literacy organization where we operate Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, providing free books to children every month from birth to age 5. And it actually started with a little bit of a heart tug string for me. Nonprofits were never really something I thought too much about. When I was much younger, I actually owned a small technology company, and we'd find...
Wait. Much younger has to be like middle schooler. I mean, how old were you?
Oh goodness, that's really going back.
You can just say middle school. Like if that's,
it was around middle school and high school.
How did you own a technology company?
Pretty easy.
I mean, obviously you must have started it, right?
Yes, it was actually just one of those things where I had a knack for computer technology growing up. So it started as just like a little tech support thing where I could charge people for looking at their computers or helping with things. And it eventually turned into things like customized phone cases, Bluetooth products, consumer electronics, and that sounds a lot fancier than it really is. It wasn't all that much. We didn't make a lot of money. But it was something fun to do in middle and high school. And I did that for about 10 years.
Wow.
And eventually that just kind of faded away as the nonprofit came in. And we started doing great things with that.
Now, you say we. Does that really just mean you, or do you have people working with you?
Oh, just me. For the technology company, it was just me. And that was our intro into the world of charities. It was every quarter we would donate 10% of whatever profit we had, which really wasn't much, but we would donate that to different charities.
Important. Yeah.
Exactly.
A great start.
And that introduced us to that whole world of people doing great and people doing good things, which is always something I've strived to do. But when it comes to the foundation itself, it is me. We're actually a volunteer-led organization. We don't have any staff. It's just myself as part-time doing it on the side. But I'm grateful to say that we do have some great interns from Christopher Newport, from William & Mary, that do support our operations. And we have the most amazing board of directors who support all that we do.
That is wonderful. So how did you make the connection with the Dolly Parton Foundation?
Oh my gosh. When I had that technology company, that was actually something that we would donate to every quarter. It was just such a fan favorite because who doesn't love children and literacy and, of course, Dolly Parton?
Absolutely.
And growing up, I loved Dolly. She was always a big role model for me. And as you can imagine, growing up somewhere like in Hawaii, she wasn't a really big name there because country music isn't really big over there.
Right.
But it ran in the family. I had great-grandparents who loved to go to Dollywood, Dolly Parton Stampede, Pigeon Forge, and her music, her movies, and just everything she stands for in life. She's really a self-made person, has done so much for the community and just for the world. She always talked about the Imagination Library and how proud she was to bring this program inspired by her daddy, who never learned how to read or write. And she felt he was the smartest man that she'd ever known, but he was always held back from achieving his dreams because he couldn't read or write. So she wanted to make sure that every child, at least in her home county originally, had an opportunity to learn to love books, reading, and learning. And that was the little origin story, just a tiny little county getting free books every month.
So how does it work?
Pretty easy, actually, thankfully. So the way it works is children can sign, or their parents more likely, can sign up online or at any of our registration partners. We have all the local libraries involved. They can go online to DeGoodFoundation.org or ImaginationLibrary.com, or they can Google search it. It's pretty easy to do that too. And they can just sign up online. Once they're signed up, they get a free book every single month from the time they're born until they start kindergarten at age 5. And the books are so special because it was designed in a way, and Dolly, we call it her little Dolly magic, her little Dolly things, where she doesn't want to feel like charity. She never wanted to feel like you were less than. So it's open to all children, 0 to 5, regardless of your income, regardless of who you are, your ethnicity, or anything like that. As long as you're 0 to 5 and you live where it's offered, we love you, here's your books. Every book is brand new, age appropriate for that child's specific developmental milestones, and it comes all wrapped and comes directly in the mail with their name on it. So rather than charity, it's a gift so that we can inspire that love of reading.
Wow.
And it's fantastic too, because then something really magical happens. They get ownership of it. They take pride in it, because that's my book, it has my name on it, and that's where they typically go, Mommy, Mommy, read it. Daddy, Daddy, read it. Grandma, read it. Rather than just, oh, it's a book.
Right.
Thanks.
So parents who are very busy don't have to go to a library or, build up that themselves. I mean, it just comes. All you have to do is sign up.
Every month, you just sign up and you pay nothing for it. We take care of all of that. And that's thanks to community partners and donors. We have great people, like CarMax has been involved for many years, Newport News Shipbuilding, Smithfield Foods. Like, we have all the best people who have helped make this possible.
That is wonderful. Now, you originally started in Newport News, but you're expanding to Hampton.
Yeah, that's one thing people don't realize is we're not a family foundation. I don't have any money. I'm rich in many things and love, but I'm not rich in money. So all of it comes from the public. So we're a very tiny organization, and it started very tiny. When we started this about 4 years ago, it was only in 2 zip codes, one in Newport News and one in York County, just to see if it would work and if people would want to do it. And thankfully they did. Everyone's been so responsive and supportive. And we started with maybe 200 children every month, and now we deliver to about 2.1 thousand every single month.
So that is amazing. But so the Dolly Parton Foundation does the work of finding the books, mailing the books, but you are chiefly fundraising.
You got it.
To support it.
Dolly does many things, and people always ask, well, why can't we be in certain areas if Dolly's paying for it? She's not. She covers...
She's paying for some piece of it,
Yes. She covers the admin stuff like the book selection, the software, the logistics. And what people don't realize is every single book is specifically custom made for the program. They're all popular ones, but each one is custom manufactured with reading tips for the parents, with the logo, specifically for the program. So it's not just a book they grab out of a warehouse.
Oh, that's
awesome.
awesome.
It's custom made for the program and gets mailed out. She covers that, but she doesn't cover the local cost, because it's important for the community to have some skin in the game. And that's where we come in and our community partners and funders. So we take care of the fundraising, and then we take care of actually running it in the community. So we get to custom tailor fit it to making it what works for Hampton Roads. So we started very tiny in just those 2 zip codes, but thanks to all the support we've gotten and all the excitement from the parents and the children, we've grown it all over the place, where now we are over the entire Virginia Peninsula, including Hampton.
That is awesome. So how do parents sign up? Because this is amazing. Had this been around when my kids were little, I would have absolutely done it.
Oh, thank you. They can sign up online at DeGoodFoundation.org, or they can go to ImaginationLibrary.com, or if they want to go to DollyParton.com, they can do that too. They can enroll online, and they'll be approved within 24 to 48 hours and start receiving their first book within a month.
Wow, you must need some fundraising partners. How do you raise money? Is it mostly corporate? Do you get donations?
All the above. A lot of our biggest supporters, and the reason we've been able to do what we do, are our corporate supporters and our partners, because it truly takes a village to make it work. But we're always looking for new donors to bring on board. Join our new book club, which is our monthly giving program. And we have a lot of fundraising events coming out later this year that I can't talk about quite yet, because we're truly taking fundraising to new heights. And we had a lot of exciting things going on, but it takes a village, and we're grateful for everyone.
That is so exciting. And it pairs up nicely. The City of Hampton has a program called the Mayor's Book Club.
Yes.
And readers go into the schools, but that starts, at the preschool. I don't even know if it's preschool, but it's definitely kindergarten, first grade. And so that dovetails with that 5-year-old age. So if your program is taking care of kids from 0 to 5, and then around 4, 4.5, the city program, which is also all volunteer and donation, picks up, that means a kid by first grade has a heck of a library.
Exactly.
It's really cool.
You get it. And that's one thing that so many people haven't understood is they always see, oh, you're just competing with the libraries or the mayor's book clubs, because there's one here in Hampton. I love Sandra to bits and pieces. But we work together all the time, and we're just a bunch of book nerds. It's the best thing ever. Where with the book club, that was one of the partnerships we found very early on, was we take care of them 0 to 5, and then they get to pick them up in the schools and continue that excitement and that love for reading. So it's this amazing partnership that lasts and that love of reading lasts a lifetime. And for the libraries too, we make sure that all the children get signed up for library cards. So not only are they building their home book library through us, but also through the library as well. So by the time they graduate from our program, we kiss them goodbye and we cry a little bit. We get so sad that they're gone. They get to continue that love of reading through Mayor's Book Club and the libraries and the schools.
And, there's a lot of, it's not just what I think or what you think. A lot of research has determined that if kids learn to read and learn to love to read, they can do anything in school. I mean, the reading ability in, I think it's second grade, third grade, is kind of what the state looks at when they're thinking about how many prisons they need. I mean, it is crucial to a child's future and development and to societies. So suppose, you don't have a kid, you think you don't care about this, you do.
Exactly.
It is a societal important issue.
You hit the nail on the head. The prison pipeline is what it's called, but there's also so many other things that go into it where not only, it's one of those things, they have a certain ROI, I think 13% return on investment for early childhood literacy initiatives, where it's cheaper to get it right when they're young in their most impressionable years, 0 to 5, than it is to when you're taking care of them in a completely different, more expensive way when they're unemployed or they're incarcerated, or there's a variety of factors that go into all of that. It's cheaper to get it right when they're young, and a lot easier to do it in their most impressionable years too.
And what a huge success factor, because it isn't, it's learning to read does everything. By third grade, if you can't read, you can't do history, you can't do science, you can't do social stuff, all the other things. But also, it's a huge confidence booster. Kids who feel like they can't read become a little more withdrawn, think they're not smart. I mean, it is a wonderful, wonderful thing.
You beat me to my next point too. You're great. And that's exactly it, is there's so much confidence that goes into that, where if they can't read, because at some point, once you get to third grade, you are no longer learning to read, you are reading to learn.
Right.
And no one else is going to support you in that endeavor if you're being held back a little bit. And that really affects someone's confidence as you're getting to that point where if you can't read as much, you're withdrawn, you're not engaged, you don't want to learn, you're scared to learn. And it's a whole different, and that affects in the future. Shout out to all of our corporate partners. That's where the workforce development comes in, and just developing the whole child. And that's where all these new things like social emotional learning comes in too. Mm-hmm. And of course, there's so much other research out there. 0 to 5 is where all those great neurological connections are made, the most brain development. But also those who go through the Imagination Library, 0 to 5, have a 30% higher chance at graduating, being ahead of their peers when their third grade literacy scores. There's so many other great factors that go into it, and you just nailed all of it perfectly.
That is wonderful. Okay, well, we need to wrap up. Is there anything else you want to say that I've forgotten to ask?
We are definitely now at Hampton. That just started February 1st.
Yay.
And we actually started in Hampton a while ago. It was 2019, the end of the year that we started the Imagination Library. We've had a tiny pilot program, just 2 little zip codes, and now we've been able to grow through all the support. So we're definitely always looking for more friends and partners and donors and funders in Hampton to keep the momentum going, because now that it's here, we need to keep it building. We need to keep enrolling more children, get more engaged. So whether it be signing up or making a contribution, just $25 can put a child through the program for one whole year.
Oh my gosh, she's buying those. She's subsidizing the cost of those books, and she's buying in such bulk too.
Yes.
That lowers the price.
It's a global program. So just in the United States alone, 1 in 4 children get a book. We're doing globally 2 million children receiving a book every single month. Locally, we're doing 2,000 plus. That's growing every day. But I'm even happy to report now that we just learned some data where in some of our areas here in the peninsula, 1 in 4 children are receiving our books in certain zip codes.
That is wonderful.
And one of those is actually in Hampton.
Yay. Well, thank you so much for letting us know about this program. You were flying under the radar for a while there, but now Hampton will know that they can sign up for this. So,
and thank you for being a part of that. I'm really happy to be here.
Oh, I'm so glad to meet you, and thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. This is an amazing program, free books for kids, pays off so many dividends. I hope that if you have a child or a grandchild, you can sign them up. And if you don't, think about making a donation. Thanks for watching.